Hello and welcome to my Phase 1 Vorago guide. This guide is specifically for how to properly use incendiary shot to generate massive adrenaline. Before we get into it, I would like to make note of a few items. The Dragon Battleaxe is for its special attack while still at the PVM hub crystal. The Dark Bow and Black Stone arrows are for Dark Bow autos on Phase 1 and throughout the rest of the kill. I use BSA specifically so that my SGB specs also apply BSA. You want Invigorating 4 on your Dark Bow. The glaive is to reset your auto attack cooldown, and as an energizing switch. The Excalibur is as another energizing switch in addition to a mobile switch. The Soup is to free up an inventory space. As you are basing, you will be dummying at face, then again on phases 3 and 5. There is a guide in Rockman Discord for how to properly drop dummies if you are struggling. I have 4 Essence of Finality amulets. One has a hammer, one has dragon claws, one has a VLS, and one has a dragon halberd. Finally, I want to emphasize how important vulnerability bombs are. They are difficult to use with as many claw specs as you will be using, but they help deal significantly more damage. Next, I will just make a quick note on the relics I am using. Fury of the Small is a given, but you will need to be using Conservation of Energy in order to consistently use Berserk at the correct time. Now we're on to the weird part, timing everything. This can be done in many ways, but I have found the easiest to be using a metronome. Google has one that is very easy to use, and it defaults to the correct BPM. You will have to sync this up with GameTix. The easiest way to do this is to turn on enough prayers such that you are losing prayer points once every tick. Then, start the metronome and try to sync the beat up with when you are losing prayer points. Once you have done this, the metronome will be ticking once per tick, on every tick. Now we can finally get to a kill. We will begin by loading a preset, activating Fortitude, and boosting above max health with a soup. You can also go and recharge your prayer points now. You will notice that I don't save my preset with my shield on. You will lose your boosted health if you get over max with your shield. Then unequip the shield to stall Incend with. Head over to the Adrenaline Crystal, build to full, then activate your Dragon Battleaxe spec. Build to full again, target the westernmost dummy, equip either your Dark Bow or SGB and stall Incend. Build to full on the crystal one last time, then enter the portal. Now we get to make use of the metronome. After you challenge, you will need to start counting ticks. Starting the tick after you press to challenge. So the first tick you see the message in the middle of your screen. You will count to 7 and use Bladed Dive. This holds your stalled incendiary shot while keeping you in combat. Continue counting, and at 22, you want to release your stalled incend on the dummy. You must release this stall with your glaive equipped in order to have a fast auto attack speed. This will allow your vulnerability auto to come out 5 ticks later, which would otherwise replace your Dark Bow auto in P1. Finally, at 28 you will use Natural Instinct, and you can stop paying attention to the metronome. After challenging, make sure to start counting ticks. Bladed Dive at 7, and make sure to drop your dummy. Target cycle the dummy, and move after targeting it to reset your target cycle. Equip your glaive. Release the stall at 22, then natty at 28, use piercing then slice. Anticipate then BD to the dummy, then barge. Berserk and Dark Bow auto. Stall Decimate then release it with Assault. Use Cleave, then a Sever with your Kopeshes, and then Overkill and Claw twice. Use Hurricane after the second spec, then Decimate. Followed by 2 more Claw specs. Finish your Zerk with Cleave. Then SGB, use another 188, and your bomb tank should be jumping. Heal the bomb and decide on your post-jump rotation. In this case, I decided to stall Kane into a 2-hit assault, followed by a Dragon Halberd spec. You need to have an idea for what to do after the jump, dependent on Vorago's health and your own adrenaline. You will generally either aim for 1, 2, or 3 global cooldowns. You can use this image as a reference. If you plan on taking 1 or 2 global cooldowns to finish the phase, don't get a barge buff, just use Mutated Fury instead. If you plan on taking 3 or more global cooldowns, get a barge buff. The Dragon Halberd spec replaces claws if you don't have nearly enough adrenaline. Keep in mind that these health thresholds are simply rough estimates for the average damage dealt by these abilities. Another thing to keep in mind is that by doing this P1, you are likely trying to kill it in 1 GCD post-jump anyways, so most of this will hopefully be irrelevant. Thank you for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe in case I decide to make more useless guides like this one. Also, please do not flame my voice, I am very sensitive about how robotic I sound.